This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, so we're going to call the meeting of the Manhan Rail Trail Committee to order at 7:01 p.m. on Monday, September 15th. We will start with approval of the August meeting minutes, which I sent with the agenda. Does anybody have any corrections, additions, or any other comments? If not, do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the August 18th, 2025 meeting? Second. All in favor? All right. Public speak time. I guess you're the only public here.
I am a public, huh?
Do you have anything you want to speak about?
Well, I did want to ask about a couple of things since I'm fairly new here and I'm still learning. I had some questions about trash specifically.
Okay.
I've noticed that, well, it's really two kinds of issues. There isn't a trash can pretty far south. Like, I'm not sure where the closest one is. I maybe even here at Payson. So I don't know if that's something that's been looked into before. There is a dog bag dispenser at South Street, but no trash for it. And I'm aware that trash doesn't seem to be an issue anywhere, but I know it's makes it more usable for people coming from Coleman Road and, would curtail any future issues of people having trash or dog bags along the trail. So that's part one of the question of what about doing trash somewhere on the south end of the rail trail? And then part two was I've noticed a lot that the trash can at Tandem is quite full.
Yep.
And so I was wondering, I guess, about the overarching trash situation in general.
So we talked about trash at the last meeting, and I think we'll probably get back to it under the old business.
Okay.
So
Specifically Tandem was last.
Yep. We've had
It
that
is an
discussion.
Okay.
So I think part of the mentality is,
Why don't we wait and we'll talk about it when we get
I
under.
was thinking about the southern end. Did you want to?
Yeah, why don't we wait?
Okay.
And we'll just, now that we know.
Yeah.
Right, because I don't want to hold Mandy up too long. I told her we would take it first and we would.
It's okay. It's all important.
But trash is something that
Okay,
we.
cool.
So welcome. We just thought that it would be.
I think John joined.
So I just thought that it would be a good idea if you came and kind of, we talked about the project that just finished.
Yep.
And also about the project that's coming up that you're applying for.
Yes.
So,
So to wrap up what had happened previously, the previous project was planned to stretch a lot further than it ended up doing. There were some issues along the way. What we had estimated for the repairs was not sufficient. So essentially we had to kind of pick and choose and prioritize the most egregious repairs in the most used locations. It was a matrix decision. It was made between a couple of us on where exactly we want to prioritize these locations. And we figured north of South Street and then south of Ferry. So within that stretch, we were assuming that would be a lot of the bulk of it. Because we didn't get to as many locations as we had previously anticipated, what we're going to be doing this time is fixing the areas in between those two boundaries already. So north of South Street, south of Ferry, there are some locations that were missed over. Barbara, in your email, you were talking about the cracks that were wide. That was kind of a Hail Mary, I suppose, to try to remedy the situation. We just didn't have enough in our budget. And we're like, okay, we have crack sealing within the budget. we can try to see if it could kind of tide it over essentially until the next grant application. Not great, but something, less deep, I suppose.
Yeah.
We always knew that it was just going to be a temporary solution. We figured if it lasted a year or two, then it would be okay because we already had the budget for the crack ceiling anyways. So like I said, we're going to be prioritizing within that location. I'm going to be taking a walk sometime between now and the next month. I will be starting at Ferry Street and going east all the way to North Street and then back up from Ferry to Northampton, to the border, I suppose. And then all the locations that I have that we did previously, I kind of have pictures of. But I'm gonna, I plan on walking that too and picking that up. But I would like to hear some feedback on where you feel it should be prioritized if you like north or east. It's not necessarily something that I might be able to, to decide on, but I am just kind of curious. There are two intentions that we have in mind. So if we go north, like the North Spur to Northampton already, redid some of their rail trails. So it would be nice to have the interconnectivity between the cities. However, Mass DEP is updating the parking lot at North Street, Route 5. And so it could be also nice to get some fresh connectivity that way. So we could be swayed one way or another. Yeah.
There's also a new rail trail connection on Route 5 starting in 2026
Oh, okay.
from the Manhan up to Atwood Drive.
From Manhan to where?
Atwood Drive,
Atwood Drive.
You know where that is, where the medical,
the whole medical
buildings
facility,
are?
right before the on-ramp.
Used to be a hotel in there, but
Oh,
now
on
it's,
Route
Okay.
5.
yeah.
So going towards what the
Courthouse there too.
Yeah.
Going to, okay.
Do you know where the guy has his food truck in the afternoon?
Little hot
Great
dog.
hot
Dog place.
There. Okay. All right.
So what's
It's even on Google Maps, Foley's Franks. I didn't know that.
what's
That's
the
funny.
plan for that parking? What's the parking lot? Because
That's-
we don't really have a parking lot there. That's
No, it's
just an
state funding. They're
informal-
expanding it to be bigger.
The parking that's informally there by the end of the bike path, is that
The
right?
dirt lot that's there, yes.
There was originally plans for a parking lot there, and it just never happened, and it just kind of became a parking lot.
Yeah.
So, but they're gonna,
Yeah,
so that's good.
yeah.
That's great.
I don't know what grant it's under. It's kind of out of our hands. It's the, state project. They're taking it over and they're building it there and they're extending it north.
And that's where the boat ramp is, right?
Yeah.
That's around there, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
adjacent
at
to
the end of the
Okay.
trail, but it's.
Yeah, there's lawn in between
Oh,
the
yeah,
two.
okay.
When they did the MassDOT meeting about that connection, the Route 5 connection, it talked about we're building out that parking lot.
But will the plan be not to let boats with their trailers use that and take up all that space?
They wouldn't anyway.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any reason they would though.
They
But if it's
look
public
along Route
parking,
5, so like,
Sometimes they offload the boat and then they look for somewhere.
I've never seen anybody, I go down that way a lot and I've never seen
That
anybody
used to be a
parked there.
problem. It doesn't
Right,
seem
well,
like
because
it's so.
now it's a smaller lot. I'm just thinking if they expand it, I would think there would be a.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
totally
It's the same thing George said in that meeting.
That's something that we'll have to talk about whenever.
It's just something to keep in mind.
I think the only way, if police were to patrol it, but I
Or
don't,
just signage,
yeah, well,
parking for trail use only.
yeah. That's,
I mean, you can't stop them, but you could at least.
make some of them
trailers
think
not
twice
allowed
about
or
it.
something.
Make some of them at least think twice about parking.
One thing, my husband rode a section from Coleman Road to Union, and just on the other side of Union, out towards the mills. So between Union and the mills.
Yep.
He said, quote, a teeth jarring sinkhole or dip. It stretches approximately halfway across the trail. In the vicinity of the steps, somebody has steps that go down to
Yep,
I know
Manhan.
exactly, and it goes down to a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought that had been painted or to give people some warning, but maybe the paint's worn off. So in the short term, I think at the very least, we need to.
That seems like it would have been in
Painted.
the area that you would have done this year.
Yeah, it sounds similar. So that would have been kind of south of the repair that we did. I think we did a stretch about 100 feet long right there. But you're talking about, it's south of the lights.
Yeah.
It's south of the lights. It's next to the steps. I know
So I guess
exactly what you're talking about.
one thing I would suggest, instead of walking, or in addition to walking, if you could ride the trail, because I think you will find that it's a very different experience on a bike. If you have a dip when you're walking, it's much easier to navigate that. If you're flying by at 15 miles an hour on your bike and you hit that unaware, it can throw you.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to ride their bike on these stretches to really weigh apples and oranges here. You know,
No, I like that. I think that does make sense. I don't have a bicycle, unfortunately. I have
You can
roller
take the
skates.
valley
Use the
bike.
valley bike.
I can
Yeah.
take the valley bike. Yeah, I guess so. I wonder if the city would reimburse me. I feel like they might do that.
The police department used to have some bikes.
yeah, they had a
They-
bike patrol.
They did a bike patrol, so I bet you they have some.
Actually, that's a pretty good idea.
I have a friend that works for University of Pittsburgh, and educators get their bike share for free to get like teachers, professors and stuff. And I'm like, maybe somebody should look into that for.
I do work part-time at a college. College though, I don't know.
So between now and like, the fall, I mean, whoever, if there are people, especially us who are out on the committee, if we're out riding, if we see something that really, especially in that area,
Yes.
that's especially bad, it seems like that could be something that we would pass along to you.
Yeah.
Add to the list.
Yeah, if you want to take pictures of it, you can send me emails. I'm not suggesting this. I'm just saying, if there happens to be spray paint there that shows me where these locations are, I'm not legally saying that you should do that. I'm just saying, if I happen to see it, it's,
Well, sometimes
Visible
we
for
like
me.
to mark things just so
For
people are
safety.
aware.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
like I
we
said,
do
I'm
that
not
all
a
the
cop.
time.
I'm not telling you to spray paint. I don't know where this is going. I'm a representative of the city,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, no,
yes.
we've done this before because there are I saw one when we were out fixing graffiti the other day, because sometimes there are these little divots and we've marked them so people will know that they're there.
I agree.
You can just fill them in.
Yeah, so the biggest issues that we have are obviously these divots and going from that the eastern spur toward North Street, toward that parking lot. We've got these wide cracks, these extra wide cracks. And
That's an older section than the part toward Northampton.
Right.
so
is.
that's I do know that, and
I think the
These are
part
things that
towards
we've brought up
Northampton gets
before.
more use though, maybe, and like,
Yeah.
that's what,
Well,
those are the two
Right, so
things that I
in my
literally
mind-
brought up too. I was
Right.
like, yes, it is a newer section. It would get more use. However, this section has more damage and
Right.
people could more easily get hurt on it.
Right,
Ugh.
right. It's
So
gotta be
right
safe
after the
first.
fork, there's always been roots.
Yeah,
are
that
in
section is
Right.
horrible.
Like right at the fork.
Right at the Y there?
Ferry Street, what is it, One Ferry Street?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, some trees have been taken down, but there always has been some problems with roots in that area. So I would definitely make sure that's
Yeah, that's
right
gotta be
right
on the
after the
list.
fork. I mean,
I
right,
wiped out on one of those and it was very bloody.
So please, if there are specific locations that you guys have fallen off on or anything like that, let me know. Those are locations that I will definitely prioritize.
yeah, there
So-
was a woman who did fall, and I think it was in the vicinity of what you talked about when the dip. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that she fell, and that was a while I was still here. So it was back in the spring or maybe even last fall. But I'm also wondering about trees. Were any taken down or what's the story with trees?
We had a plan to take down trees where the tree roots were going into the trail. And then when we hired the arborist to go through the trail, he marked those trees and then he marked a bunch of
Dangerous.
danger trees,
Yeah.
which were at risk of falling. And we had to prioritize
Sure.
those because those were brought to our attention and we didn't want them falling on anyone or on the path. It's possible for this grant, I have been told to design it for the maximum grant amount. That we would be able to take care of the previous trees. However, what we did from South Street to Ferry Street, it would be unlikely that we're taking down trees within that section. Fairly unlikely. I think that for the egregious areas, we ended up putting in root barrier for. And that might be the path that we have to take moving forward for some of these locations. It really just depends on how that is.
Yeah, I think behind the apartments up here, like right up here, they were getting to be roots along there too.
Yeah.
And I know they were from the trees that were right close by.
And that's a constant.
Do you remember where the root barrier went in?
Yes. Yeah, I have all the locations where the root barrier went in.
I really, because we've used root barrier, we have a ton of it in the shed, and it didn't really do too much. It didn't at all.
Yeah.
And we
The
have
roots
root
just
barrier
went
like
down
this,
under
this deep.
Yeah.
Rigid plastic, and if you want any, we got like 20 boxes. Really.
So personally, I'd rather see you save the money from the root barrier and take one bad tree. I mean, because the root barriers aren't gonna, it's just.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the dangerous trees, though, that they did pretty well, especially along that South Street, right by the Williston Rink in that area, were trees taken down along there
Oh, yeah.
that they did
Oh, yeah,
some
all the
good?
way, the whole path,
Okay,
all of the
All
danger
the
trees,
danger-
all of the
there were
danger
some bad
trees
ones.
were taken
Okay.
down, yes.
okay, good. That's
I
good.
do know that,
That's good. Okay,
yes.
great. And the deadline is February,
November 1st.
November?
November 1st.
Is that
For the
early?
grant demo. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's on its way. I gotta,
What grant is this?
it's same as last time,
Mass Trails?
Yes.
It's usually
Yeah, I thought
February.
it wasn't until
I don't
February
think you could
1st.
Submit as of November, but you got till February or something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the deadline, I thought you meant the start date for it.
No, the
Oh.
deadline to submit.
Oh, I'm not sure what the deadline
It's
is.
February. something.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
February,
February.
okay.
Oh, it was like, wow.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
oh my God, no.
Okay,
It
we
would
better
be
get
good,
moving.
actually.
No, you think? I don't know.
mean, as far as, awarding.
Well, I don't know when it will be paid out and need to be done by. 'Cause that's the scary, that was the biggest
Yeah,
issue that
was-
we had, is that the engineer took a really long time to get it all together, and then the
Yeah.
construction was happening.
Yeah, that has to move around. I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
just a little bit curious about, like, did something go wrong during the last cycle? Because my concern is that I know Mass Trails doesn't give out funding to the same municipality every year in a row because they have a rotation, they have to do the whole state.
Yeah.
And they always have more demand than they can supply. So, was there something that just went south, or is it because we lost the engineer and there's a ton of turnover, or just the list was too long, or like, I just want to know why it didn't work
Did
out.
somebody underestimate?
Yes, yeah, the designer that I don't wanna say what exactly who was at fault for it, but essentially what we had estimated for the repairs was way under. It was not enough to cover the amount of the repairs that we needed to do. So there was 3 types of repairs that we did: full depth, which was, going deep down, putting in that root barrier; asphalt repairs, which were just for surface cracks on the area, which honestly doesn't really go far because a lot of the problem really is the roots. It's a tree lined, path.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
the roots that are really the problem
Right.
here. And then crack sealing, which is okay, but it doesn't really last. It's not great for bike paths.
Yeah.
It's more for roads.
Yeah,
It's more for like specific type of cold weather, hot weather.
I did
that kind
notice,
of
like,
repairs.
down behind the mills, there's 2 different types of crack sealing. I mean, do you know about that? Because some of it was like sparkly.
So
And some of it
squiggly. It
was
was
So-
squiggly.
yeah, so when they do the crack sealing, it's the same liquid, it's the same material, but it's the dust that they put on top of it. It's like a grit that, I don't know, honestly,
Yeah,
they
sparkly.
used it to kind of thicken up those areas. Essentially, we had the crack sealing. we said like, we can put it in these locations to try to fill in these deep cracks, but we weren't expecting it to do a lot because they were so deep. They're not meant for that. So they put a lot of that sparkly dust down to try to like thicken up the tar in those areas.
Because the one that you can really see still is not sparkly. Yeah, there's one right next to it that's sparkly, and then this is kind
Yeah,
of
I
like
know.
dull.
Oh, and like it melted out kind of?
I don't know, it just looks dull. It's weird because there's some like closer to Millside Park that are all sparkly. And then the one that I sent you a picture of, which is deeper and still there, and it goes around this like little hole is like, I don't know, I just wondered if there was a
Seems
difference.
Yeah,
In the material used, and maybe that's why the crack is showing back up again. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't say specifically. I wish I had the final say on how the locations were chosen. I didn't. I gave my suggestions, but ultimately it was kind of out of my hands. I do have a little bit more control of this project, and I do know that for what I know, the way that we're planning on doing it is fixing the repairs within the area that we had just finished. And then we're going to pick a direction and go as far as we can and do everything that we need to within that section. And then when it ends, it ends. When the money or the budget ends, like that's where the project will end essentially.
And I know like every construction project that I've been involved with over the past year for like my work, everything has been underbid, underestimated. Like construction labor costs have just been like insane. So it's like definitely appreciate the work that you did for that, but it's like kind of
That's
what can you do? It's just like the
Yeah.
environment that we're in right now with construction.
It was estimated for, I think, 370 and it ended up at 410. And that was also underbid. I won't get into the specifics of it, but essentially it was because it was split up into two parts. I think they really wanted the bid, so they underbid at 0 for the alternative, which definitely gave them that, but the bid above that was 470.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
100,000 more. So it's just that too. It's just, you're right. It is a lot of inflation.
So if the city doesn't get this, I would assume that they try again the next year.
Oh, absolutely. As long as I'm here working on this, this is like, it's like my
Because after
project
this
now.
year, the city's supposed to take over the maintenance. So our plan was to, this was supposed to kind of give the city, a path that was in pretty good shape. So going forward, it would be a little easier. And so.
No, it definitely has. It has helped. It is on our radar. I think it's brought a lot of the community together to like understand honestly how important this bike path is, especially while it was shut down. The amount of complaints that I got, and I totally understand that it's very valid. And I felt really like bad because there's not much I could do. There's no really real good alternative routes that people could take. It's not safe to, for kids or anybody vulnerable to be on the roads. Like this is a great path for us to have in Easthampton. So it was, and also frustrating that it was shut down for so long because we had to do all of the repairs in one location. It just made sense to shut down that whole location. And then everyone kept running through the construction tape and pulling it all down. And, but yes, it is very important.
So with the grant, the city would have to match a certain amount as before.
Yes, 20%.
And did Mass Trails give you the impression that they would consider a second application?
I
You haven't had any conversations with them?
I asked them when the application date opened, and that was
So
about
you
it.
didn't ask them and say, we did this and we were on, what are our chances? Just, I hate to see you go through all this. If
I think all
Chances
you
are
can
60%.
60%,
Where'd you find out that number?
I work at Mass Bike.
what
I write the letters of recommendation for Mass Trail grants.
did
Oh,
you
no
say?
kidding.
60%.
60% what?
The 60% chance of getting it.
Oh, well.
well, it's more than 50.
Better than
That's decent.
More than, it's decent. It's just that it probably
Right, no,
is
I'm not-
likely that they have a rotation. And that was during the previous administration. Who knows with the current federal environment where the money
true.
is coming from.
true.
But
Yeah.
I've asked Amanda before, who runs Mass Trails, and she said that 60% of the shared use path projects get funded.
And I was asked, when I asked, who's in charge, how much should I be going for? How much should I estimate this project for? He said, oh, just go for the max. See
Yeah.
what we get.
Yep.
So we'll see what we get. Yeah.
I mean,
see
there
what we get
are
back.
other grants and I'm happy to help try to find them. I have a whole spreadsheet on it. But this is the most reliable one.
So last application, we gathered probably, I don't know, 8, 10 letters of support from
Yes.
different organizations. Do you want us to do that again?
I'm not sure if it would be necessary. I think the idea is that this is a continuation
Right.
of the previous project.
Okay.
I think it's great that we have those letters already.
So nothing's really changed as
It
far as
really-
the recommendation.
Yeah.
Well,
You-
some
you
repairs
just-
have been made, so it's not, they might say, well, it's not as dire now, but
Well,
some areas are. So I don't know.
if you need anything from us,
Yeah.
just reach out to us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we, we're used to gathering letters of support. So,
I am curious about what other grants might be available, but I'm not sure how that will line up with timing in general.
Sure.
Would it just be if we might not get this grant, there could be something coming up in the next, something like that?
I mean, I made a whole spreadsheet on it, but because I don't apply for grants myself, I don't know how good my spreadsheet is. Because I'm not running around with municipal projects.
No, but any kind of reference is great. No, don't knock yourself.
Yeah,
No, that is helpful.
Yep.
And
it's linked to the website, but it's not really, our website's not that good. So I can email it to you.
you can get my email. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
and question number 2. So if we don't get this, is there anything that the city can do short term to fill, for example, this
Like big
teeth
cracks.
jarring sinkhole? I mean, if there was a huge dip in a sidewalk, you'd say that's dangerous. The city would fix it, right? Why can't they just take some of these really bad spots and just
Fund it
dump
themselves.
some asphalt in it next time they're out paving? I'll help. I'll stomp on it. Give me the roller. I'm there.
It's something to think about, but it's not as easy as that. So, when they're on the roads, they can drive to wherever they need to, but if they have to go on the path, they have to shut down the entire path and get a police detail out there for that. So it would be something they have to plan ahead for.
So we used to have, Peter would take his truck on. People go around.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
But if it's the
they-
city doing it, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit different, but,
Well, I mean, they still can drive on the path.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there was
Yeah, the city
something,
can
I
drive
mean,
on.
I used to go out with Joe Pippin, we'd drive on the path.
Yeah.
Look at stuff.
Why do they have to shut down the whole
Yeah, that's
path on the weekends and stuff when the work is only being done on the week?
because because it's still a construction area.
liability.
Because if the path's not finished to a rideable degree, if there's, so for the asphalt repairs that we did, or for some of the full depth we did, we paved 2 inches and then we come back and we pave another 2 inches to essentially bring it to the top. So if there's like a 2-inch gap there that you're missing out on, or if it's just dirt, then it has to be shut down. And also, the cost associated with moving the shutdown barriers can sometimes be difficult. And we're not always sure of the timelines. So we say in our contracts, hey, like, let us know every Thursday what the timeline is for the next week. And wow, it's great if they give it and if they follow it,
Yeah.
but it's not always likely.
Especially this spring with it being so wet.
Yeah, it was
too.
raining.
Yes, that too, and a lot of
Weather.
delays, and like, we do the best we can to try to keep it on schedule, and that's, less impactful as possible.
Unrelated question to our project, but I know what's the status of the trail connection to Mountain View? I mean, is that, I know that's a few years down the road, but I just wondered if
Yeah.
anything new had happened on
The
that.
Safe Routes to School, that's state, so
It's a state project?
Safe Routes to School, I believe so.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I heard it come up in design exception review, if that means anything.
so the last, actually the last I heard from it was a couple of months ago. It was back in December. We did a walkthrough to determine exactly where the sidewalk was going to go. We needed to do some land takings. But it's been a while since I heard anything new about it, but it's a little out of our hands. They just kind of let us know what's going on. But yes, I am excited for that one. That
Okay.
will be very good. And the idea is to kind of build a switchback at that bridge.
Yeah.
Well, you guys already know, I
So was
suppose.
that property,
Yeah.
was that property, I know there was, money to purchase that property by Phillips Manufacturing, and then they pulled that back. So that hill is owned by, I think, Phillips Manufacturing.
So that would be maybe part of the land taking. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
Okay.
How it's
That came
budgeted
up to the
out.
council, and then if, I think Jeff was still here, I think it got pulled back. So, okay, I just wondered if anything.
Is there a projected date for that though?
28.
2028? That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if I want to say
Yeah.
that number, but that was
I think
that
it's
was what
28.
came to mind.
I literally made a spreadsheet of every single data entry.
I don't want to stay too long, but does anybody have any other locations that they feel have been mean to them, have been quite rough? Anything that hasn't been spoken about?
Yeah, that section down, like from Fort Hill Road down is not as bad surface wise, but I think there are some big cracks like along the Tri-County School area. There's some really big ones.
That's
And
the
then-
problem with that
There was
area
a
is that
huge
the-
one where the bollard was,
Yes, I know that one.
which,
There's a picture of this
I mean,
shoe
it's
standing
like,
next to it, and it's like, I feel like I could fit my whole shoe in there. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yep.
And I wanted to fix that one because I was like, someone's gonna break their ankle
Right.
walking.
well, I would
Right.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
DPW can
Yeah.
back a truck
That's-
right in there and fill that in.
They,
You
I mean,
know,
something that's an immediate
they should
safety,
be able to do
safety thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
would think for liability purposes, probably be a good idea.
Good point.
This falls under you because it's not pavement, but some of the like wooden railings, certain places are
Coleman Road.
also, yeah, like awful. Like there's some places where something is warped, it's just straight up and there's like,
Yeah.
There's one where
Yeah.
some tree branches came down and it took
Yeah.
out some of the railing there first. stuff
Hey, we
into-
put a cone there. It's still there.
And the issue with, again, it's a safety issue. Those railings are there if somebody should veer off the trail. And if somebody veers off the trail and hits that pointed wooden teeth, that's not
I'm not
good.
sure. I'm not sure what the pointed pieces though. I don't know.
Well,
They
warps
warp
up.
up
The
at
board
an
warped
angle.
and so instead of
I
it
think what
being
happened
flat.
is they used nails, not screws, and the
Yeah.
screws, the nails did not hold correctly. We took out a whole lot of fencing
Yeah.
that was unnecessary.
It's just hard
And I
to
know
maintain.
that we've cut some of those spots and we've redone, the tops and, over the years. But there was a whole lot of fencing that the DPW, we just took it out.
You said that was from Coleman to South?
It's kind of all
Yeah.
along.
There's
That's
several
where one of the
sections,
fencing is.
but
Okay.
that's,
I've
that's
been-
one.
I
I
think there's
definitely
one.
noticed over by Love Field, a lot of that, going up that hill there, that's where I noticed a lot of warping and a lot of like nails that are at this point sticking out. So if someone's hand is out.
Okay.
Well, there is an election coming up, so we should all remember that. When you go to vote, find out which candidate is gonna take care of the bike path. Be supportive.
I agree.
I don't think any candidate would say that they wouldn't.
Right.
It's kind of
I
like
would be like
election
a
issue in
killer.
Easthampton somehow, like.
Gonna have to be more than say.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions anyone has for me? Anything I can help with? Feel free to email me. Like I said, I'm not like the top of the chain, so there's not
Right.
much I can do. I do have a bit of sway with this project though, so.
I have
yeah.
one thing, no one from Easthampton is currently going to the bike ped subcommittee run by Pioneer Valley Planning Commission.
Sorry, say that one more time. What's going to the?
No one
bike
from
peds?
Easthampton is attending the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission's bike ped subcommittee. Dan used to go, and I think the Joint Transportation Committee, which is after it, Diane goes. I know I'm talking in jargon above everyone's head.
Does she go to that now or has she?
She is attending the main one, which is Joint Transportation Committee, but nobody is attending the bike ped subcommittee.
Oh, I
And
see.
so is it engineers? It's not volunteer.
I mean, I go, but it's
City representative?
yeah, it's supposed to be city representatives.
Do you know when that is?
Yeah, it's the second Wednesday of every month at 9:15 to 10 o'clock. Dan
Can't
Murphy
go
used
this
to
year.
go.
I like people to go in January.
You can go. It's not that interesting.
So why'd you bring it up?
Yeah, because
What is this?
It's meant for, it's like informational about, MassDOT, Pioneer Valley Planning Commission. And the designers often go. Sometimes Safe Routes to School is there. I think we lost our Safe Routes to School rep. I don't know if we have a new one.
Oh, maybe I could do with the Zoom meetings for it.
Yeah, they're all Zoom meetings.
All right, like I said, I can't do it. I can't just late December, January. I might be able to. All right, let me in my head go through everything. So we talked about the grant. We talked about repair locations, approximate timelines for everything. Other grievances involved with the rail trail. Before I leave, I just wanted to say one thing about the trash. Previously, I have been told that when we had trash bins for the city, that they would get filled up with just public trash. People would be throwing their trash in there.
A
And
lot of
because-
trash cans out of the city the past
Yeah.
couple of years even.
But they are getting
Yes.
some back. A couple. They are. I know because Greg said that they've ordered some that are very expensive that you can't put
Whole bags
like
in.
whole bags in, but they're
Really?
like $1,700 each. So
Jesus.
the timeline for delivery was pretty long. So, because I met Greg out there a couple weeks ago and we were discussing trash. And so I think there are going to be a couple on Cottage Street maybe. But that's, yes, it's a big problem. I emptied the trash this morning. I mean, I
Yeah,
emptied
Chris
it.
said it was overflowing.
Yeah, we
Completely
had a
overflowing.
trash bag in the van and I took out enough so it wasn't like overflowing. Yeah, it's a
a
real
problem.
problem. Yeah.
Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. It's so nice to come here. I mean, it feels, it's doing this project and then I just, I run into the public now and then and everything. I was just like, when's it gonna be open? And I'm like, sorry, I'm doing it. It's nice to be with a group of people that are like, oh, yes, this is good. This is what we want. I mean, I know that people, they understand that it's for the better, but, at the same time, it gets sometimes a little intense out there. Yeah, it is the public. What the heck?
Thank you.
If you could send me an email with other possible grants, like I said, I'm not sure of the timeline. I'm not sure what match amounts would be, but it would be interesting to diversify a little bit if we're able to.
Absolutely.
But other than that, take
Thank
care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But we might as well just go into the trash. The reason we don't have trash cans very many places on the trail is because of the issue with somebody has to empty them. And people will put household trash in them. And the thing with the tandem is that's exactly what's happening. And we pay Riverside Industries to empty 2 trash cans. It's $55 a time. And they empty it on Mondays. Hopefully they emptied it today because I'm gonna start to ask our senior tax workup, Anthony, if he on Friday can go and at least take a little, empty some of the trash out of the trash can. So over the weekend, there was at least a little space
Yeah.
to put stuff in. Now today, when I was emptying out that trash can, I did not see, there's been like a white bag of household trash. I mean, somebody
Yeah.
very tightly wraps up. I did not see that today when there was other things. There was a lot of dog, but I mean, that's trail related. A lot of, it was full. It was all around the trash can.
yeah.
So I'm gonna ask him at least now until it gets cooler out, if on Friday he can go and like take some trash off the top and bring it down here and just throw it in it. Because all they do is they empty it and they bring it over here and they put it in the dumpster. Yeah, so that's basically the trash thing. I personally don't want to see any more trash containers on the trail. It should be bring it in, bring it out.
Yeah, like any trail.
Yeah, and
That's the
because
point.
it's too much. We can't afford to be paying them to empty more.
Right.
And they're not used. I mean, I'm at the point where if this continues to be abused, we should just take it out.
Yep.
That's we
I
had to
mean,
go
the
to-
other day, was it before the last meeting or after, where somebody brought us a subwoofer from their car and they had it in back of the trash can. It was the day I met Greg out here to talk about the sign and I'm like, what is that? And it was a subwoofer. Somebody said that there were kids. I think it was somebody's car. I'm like, so.
Even going regular trash.
Yeah.
Supposed to go to like.
we had the same
electronic
problem over
Yeah.
our park. We finally ended up taking out the trash barrel because it's just useless trying to keep up with it.
I mean, it sounds like a great thing, but it's just people it's just, that's why we don't have them. We did have one down at Route 5. We had one at Goslin Drive. We took them both out because the one at Route 5, all the boaters were using. They were putting
Yeah.
stuff in there. So we just took them out. And I
trash.
know,
Look and go to Dunkin'.
yeah, we're full of Dunkin' Donuts stuff right now.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, that's,
that's good to hear that the city might be putting some in now because I only moved here 3 years ago and since then it's been like trash cans taken out and it's like,
well, the problem up here on the street is that, especially by Mount Tom ice cream, it gets really full of stuff and then you
Right.
get bees in there. You get there were bees over here today in the trash can because
Hornets probably, not
Hornets.
bees.
yeah, they didn't
They
look like
want the
friendly.
sugar. Yeah.
They did not look like friendly bees. So it's kind of a story on the trash. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
There was a time, there was 1 week I had to call Riverside and I said, this hasn't been picked up. And they said that it was. And then she called back and she said that they had missed a couple, days. I'm like, I know you didn't empty that trash can, but they've got, they're working with clients and sometimes they can't get there on the day that they're supposed to get there. So. That's the story on the trash.
Yeah.
So I met Greg down here to talk about our new sign, which everybody has seen. And thank you, Wendy, Wendy for cleaning that.
I was just so impressed with this young kid stopped.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was
What is
very nice.
Yeah, so what happened with all
Oh,
that?
you did, yeah.
So I was up there on a little ladder. I'm scrubbing the sign. It was yesterday, or Saturday, Sunday, anyway.
This side by Union Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
The kiosk
people are,
or-
No.
no, we have a Manhan Rail Trail
So
sign.
we
It's
had one
kinda-
and they removed it for the Union Street project and they just
Oh.
reinstalled it.
Gotcha.
Is it the one about the train? or
No.
something?
No, I'll show you a picture because I want to talk about something else.
Is it near
It
the,
says Manhan Rail
Pieces of
Trail.
wood, across a piece of wood. and it's
Yep,
hanging,
hang
this
on, I'll
is
show you.
Manhan Rail Trail.
There's one on Coleman Road and there's one on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's right there.
There's one on South Street.
oh, nice.
Yeah, this is bigger though.
Where is it located? I'm not-
It's right by the
on
kiosk.
Union Street.
Yeah. It's right
They just
there.
put
You
it
might
back.
not see it. You might not see it.
It's
It's by the parking lot there.
it's right there.
Right where the trail sort of curves.
Yeah. But the white was getting grungy and
It was probably-
moldy, I don't know what
Yeah,
it
who
was.
knows where
but-
it was stored for
Yeah,
a year.
where they store
Yeah,
it.
so it just needed a good scrubbing. But anyway, people are riding, it was busy, it was a beautiful day, people riding by and saying hi. And these three little boys, well, young boys, go by in their bike, and the last one stops. And he looks at me and he goes, "You're doing a really, really great job." It's just, like my jaw dropped. This, his friends in front of his, I don't know. I
That's
was
cute.
very impressed.
That's cute.
I was really impressed.
How old do you think?
I think 8, 9, 10. Well,
Good kid.
That's great.
Yeah.
Was it hard to
Good
clean
parents.
up?
No, I mean, it takes a little elbow grease,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, looks great.
it looks better. It's not perfect, but.
So I went down there today because I'm like, if everybody looks like at the kiosk, so underneath, I was thinking it would be nice to have some kind of a bed or something.
So it's all seated.
It is all seated. Yes. So they seated all around there, even where people are already going
Wow.
through. Yeah, but they put seat all around the whole area. And there was a guy in a truck and he goes, "Oh, you want to put something under there?" I said, and truthfully, it's not going to grow unless they water it.
The grass, yeah.
So I think it's probably going to just be all weedy. So I think the fact that they have seeded underneath there doesn't mean that we can't
Right.
like
Mhm.
at this point just push it aside.
Yeah.
And I had a thought, at first I was thinking we could just make a bed, just dig it out and bring in some compost and get some mulch and plant some bulbs and zinnias next year, maybe a mum or something now. Then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could have like a brick planter or something and
Mhm.
have it, it would be easier to
Ground, yeah,
keep,
that'd be
and it'd be like, because there's a lot of room in there. And
Right.
You could put like a small, I don't know, maybe it's just as easy just to dig it out and just,
Well, I will say the legs of the ladder sunk in about 4 inches. So that soil is very loose. I don't think you're going to have to dig anything. You could just
Yeah.
plant in it.
I mean,
How good the soil is, I can't
I
say.
mean, I thought for the, easy would be to just, make a thing around it and then bring in some compost or something and amend the soil a little bit. And then, I could get some bulbs and plant some and then maybe get a mum for right now. I don't know. I just
But
thought
who's
it would
going to
be-
maintain it? I think that's all.
Well, it would be
perennial
small
issue.
enough that, I thought this was gonna probably be mulch because it is right next to an area that's
Mhm.
mulched, but now they've planted all this grass seed, so who's gonna mow it? Cause it's
That's true.
it's a pretty big area.
It is. It is.
But that's, I don't. So I guess I just wonder, is if everybody okay if I kind of went down there and just kind of like create a little
Go to town.
bed and go up to the brush dump on Saturday and get some wood chips and just
And
kind of put it
around.
put it down
Make it
and I
look
just
nice.
go buy a little mum and stick it in there for now. Nothing big or fancy, but it just,
Yeah, definitely.
but I am concerned about who's gonna take care of this right here.
Mhm.
Because
I think we'll get a
it's,
better sense next year.
yeah, I mean, I wish
Yeah, it's
that
gonna be
they had
city's
done like a little
responsibility.
like stone
Pretty
dust or something, like something here,
Oh.
but people will just wear it down.
They'll create
and
their own
they'll
path.
create their own path. So. Okay. Alright. So that's that, but I was so glad to see it back up. And
Yeah, it looks
it
really
looks
nice.
good. I think it looks good. Last week, so the graffiti on the trail, did everybody hear about the graffiti that was on the trail and on the wall down behind the mills? Did you hear about that?
I saw it.
It was on the, also on Millside Park on the back of the basketball hoops on the.
Yeah.
Some of it had been removed.
So
But I-
Anthony, our senior
clean.
tax work-off guy, he went down and he did a great job on removing it from the wall. I mean, I think he painted. I don't know what he did, but I couldn't see it at all.
Wow.
And then I went online and I ordered some road paint. And I got it. And so Harry and Dave was there you were there too, and Anthony and myself, we were down there and we painted over the graffiti with this black road paint, which dries really quick. And it's what they use on roads, for markings. There's still some left, but I think I'm gonna get another can just to have. And I don't know if they have other colors, but so we,
We'll eventually blend that. I mean,
yeah, well, it kind of looks like fresh
black?
pavement right now.
yeah.
So anyway, if anybody's down there, that's, you can see where we did it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
I saw it before and after.
I mean, it's not beautiful, but at least.
It's better than it was.
Well, thanks for doing that. That's
Yeah.
good.
And one other thing about the posts. So my husband, we were a little concerned that the top of the post that the sign are on, they're just 6x6s. And, you get rain down in there and it's.
Right.
So we've ordered some caps. They should
the
be
top.
and they're gonna be just caps that you just put on the top, just to protect
Okay.
the post,
Yeah.
so it doesn't, like, the rain doesn't go down and
That's a good
hopefully
idea.
it'll last longer.
Is it metal?
Yeah, yes, they're black and they should be here tomorrow. So,
Like a 4x4.
well, we thought it was 4x6.
Huh.
But then when we went to put them on today, we realized they were 6x6. So I had to return them and the new ones are coming tomorrow. But yeah, these are 6x6s. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Right. That's all the trail stuff I have.
Oh, were we gonna talk about the trail etiquette signs?
Oh, yeah, let's.
Yeah, weren't we gonna try to see what other trails had so we could kind of be consistent?
Yeah, I sent everyone the med field and we were going point by point through all of the, it's hard to look at it when I don't have my computer screen in front of me. We were going through the Medfield one and point by point of all the, what they said on their rail trails. And we have permission and I sent an email out with the original PDF that we can use and permission from the designer to make it into our own. And they happen to be the exact same colors as us. Of course, we would put our trail logo on top. And then I thought we were gonna discuss all the points.
We were taking out the horses, right?
Yeah, because we don't have horses.
Yeah. Do you know who they had made those? I mean, who made those signs?
The actual physical, like kind of
Yeah.
printed?
Yeah,
No, but I could email them and
it
ask.
just seems like if there's a company out there that has already done it for another trail, maybe we could just have them make changes and do it for us.
Put our logo in.
Sure, but we need to decide what we're gonna do for the,
Yeah, I don't have that list either.
Okay.
All right, we should put that on for next,
I might not be at the next one, but
or,
Well, can
we
can we pull it up and talk about it?
yeah, I think, the person who isn't on the trail anymore, Stephen, went through line by line and wrote it out for the group. And it was like 2 meetings ago.
Yeah, that's why I think
It was on the agenda for today.
I have it under continuing, yeah.
I have Photoshop skills, so.
That's good to hear.
Well, we need to, actually, we probably could get signage done at ProMark, the place down on, Luffield Street.
I mean, we could just this would honestly be easier via email than it would be in a meeting, but I know there's open meeting laws about not being able to do that. So we can maybe come to a consensus over email and then just approve it in the meeting? Is that how you do that?
Yeah, I mean, you as one person can give feedback, so, and then maybe you could take that feedback and kind of make it into.
Maybe
I
Amy
found
and
the
I will
email.
create a working group and other people can join us.
Oh, here it is. Be safe. Here we go. I've got it. Let me see if I can open it.
I have it.
What's the date?
So email, July 29th.
I have Canva for work, but I don't use it that much.
Mm.
I did make a flyer with it recently for my personal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
I use
Oh, yeah.
Affinity
Yeah, I do
Photo,
too.
which is
Okay.
a Photoshop.
Okay, the
Oh, yours
Medfield.
is-
But it's a
Yeah,
one-time
okay.
subscription
The
fee,
Medfield.
so like,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. So you don't have to
I
re-up.
think I like
Yes,
that one better than,
yes.
I remember this
Yeah.
now. It totally.
Yeah,
no
so-
bounties.
Let's start. So the first one is no motorized vehicles. The only thing I would, well, okay, so you address class 1 and class 2 e-bikes permitted.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that the, so is the
We'd have to
state
look in-
working on something?
we'd have to look in our ordinances to see what.
Yeah, just whatever the city ordinance says.
Okay,
And
well,
motorized vehicles, you know, I mean, except for,
Handicap devices.
or
ADH.
construction or city.
Well, these are for the general public. These
Yeah.
aren't laws. This is like to the average user.
Yeah, guidelines.
These are guidelines. So like, you don't have to put in every exception.
Right.
Yeah.
It's meant to be read while you're writing 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's not like a court document.
I don't know, I feel like I would read that and I would assume that like an official city
Yeah.
vehicle is
Exactly.
different than me.
Con Ed is gonna come
Driving around.
down with their tractor trailer.
And I would also assume that if I'm in a motorized wheelchair, that
Yeah.
would be.
Exactly. And I am working on a whole doc. Actually, the micromobility council is tomorrow morning. And they're gonna produce a report by the end of the year. But I'm making my own report to submit to the micromobility committee and DCRs in it and my executive directors in
I
it.
think we'd want to look at the what we already have and just make sure that we're not missing.
That there might be
something.
Well, I think
Something,
in lieu of the horses,
yeah, no
we should,
horses,
because we've been discussing it, have something about speed limit.
but we don't have a speed limit.
But isn't there a state law about like 20 miles per hour and there is
So
certain
the
e-bikes?
Yeah, but if someone has,
class 1 and class 2
Class two,
e-bikes
they're-
are limited at 20 miles an
Yeah,
hour
so it'd
internally.
be redundant.
It
And
is quite
also,
redundant.
I mean, I know we talk about this speed limit a lot and we always come to the same conclusion that we can't pay a police officer. to be on the
Yeah,
trail,
so-
so they're never gonna be
But
able-
again, it's not for enforcement, it's
For
for,
recommendations.
so
We
like,
can't put something on here that
we can say, maintain a safe and appropriate speed or
Yeah.
whatever.
One sign I found, it was like more like something we would post on like Facebook or like posted on our website. It says something like 10 miles an hour when other users, and then safe speeds when it's open, just like use your best judgment, very clear language, like, not clear, but like flexible language. And I recently found that one. I've been like noodling around online for a few months working on this project.
I do like pick up and remove your pet waste. So again,
Exactly.
we're not going to pay to remove your dog.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You do that yourself.
Yeah. Even though we do.
Well,
I know.
but we shouldn't have to.
I think those are all okay.
Carry in, carry
Take
out.
your shit with you.
And one thing I would like to add, which is going to be controversial, is one thing I saw was it said something like free your ears or refrain from headphone use, because a lot of the onus is on the cyclist
Right.
telling the pedestrians, and now everyone has these earbuds that you
And they
can't
can't-
see
And they don't move.
and they don't
Yeah.
move. So like, free your ears or listen to the birds or, use headphones with caution or something like that. Because like we keep telling the cyclists and the e-bikers and even the dog walkers what to do, but nobody gives rules to the pedestrians. And
Be alert to your
be alert,
surroundings.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
would be
I like
Safer.
that.
Yeah, be alert to your
Yeah.
surroundings. Yeah.
Like, and I mean, there's people like I just did the section in like Amherst, and it was packed, and like the people who were wearing headphones were mostly almost all the way on the gravel, not even on the rail trail, because they were in their zone. They wanted to listen to their headphones, and I'm fine with that. Like, but then you have like whole families that are just like wandering.
It's like something
Freed.
like be alert
Yep.
to
I like that too.
like traffic.
Other users.
Yeah,
To other users.
Yep.
Something generic, but
Mhm.
you know, but now that we kind of got refreshed in memory.
Right.
on
That
this,
was like
I
3
think we
months ago.
need to like look at it like and at the next meeting.
And I think the conversation we had was like maybe connect with the Friends of Northampton to New Haven to see what they were doing for the whole length of the trail, if anything at all.
Or maybe just Northampton, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's gonna be like 2 statewide trails, like we call it Northampton to New Haven. So we might as well like work with the other users.
It wasn't Steve.
But I think, yeah, isn't he our point person for that?
He is.
Yeah.
And is he done?
He's not on.
Yeah, nobody.
He's off the committee, but he's still gonna be
Oh, okay.
participating and helping.
Yeah. I'm like, don't want people to retire and then
I
take all
do
their
think that,
contacts with them.
I don't know what kind of material we would put this on.
Well,
Just a regular sign, like.
we put it on our kiosks, put it
Yeah.
on Facebook, and we could post it periodically.
There are metal posts.
No, I mean, I think there should be a metal sign.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying of the,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
Multiple
I could check
places.
with, there's a company down on Lovefield Street, ProMark, that might make signs. And I mean, I've used him for a couple things, farmer's market and that kind of stuff. I don't know if he does metal. I mean, he's been really good, and if we gave him a PDF, he could definitely make the sign.
Mhm.
I'm just not sure what kind of materials he would have, but I know he could take a PDF and without a problem make signs.
so we would
So-
remove the horse. I mean, other than
Yes.
that, that's the only item visually that I would say.
And maybe you could put one for, you know,
Wheelchair.
yeah, I was.
A
just thinking of-
wheelchair user.
There, I'd rather
That'd be
see a
great.
wheelchair there.
Or is there a stroller? I don't remember what's
There's
on
no
it.
no, it's the biker, a walker, a dog
You
walker.
know, like a stroller and a wheelchair,
Yeah.
There.
a bear. Someone said they saw a bear on the trail.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I saw one on the trail.
Yeah, they're
All
there.
right, so why don't we make this a
Sure.
definite item for the next meeting
Okay.
to just kind of brainstorm on the, like, what,
We should come up with a
list.
a list.
We should
And
come up
we
with a,
can-
yeah.
And we can,
suggested list.
I think if somebody has a great idea and they want to send it out, it's just, you can look at it, but it shouldn't like no conversation between all of us on email, but you know, if you have come up with,
I
or you
mean,
find something.
if you
out.
want to work on it with me, like try to come up with a draft and then we can share it at one of the next meetings.
Yeah.
sometime
or
this
send it.
fall.
Yeah, send it out ahead of time and then we can
talk.
Sweet,
Okay.
yeah, that'd be helpful.
we make a star on that.
Great.
I'm sorry. I
Thank
kinda
you.
totally have forgotten all.
No
about it.
worries. I was gone last time. I was actually at Holyoke Bike Fed Committee, which they're having their mayoral ride next on the 8th. If anyone wants to leave the town, they have a big group ride once a year. Last year it was like 50 people. And then I always go to Northampton Bike Party on the 3rd Thursday, which is this Thursday. Anyone wants to go for a ride?
One last question. So there's a little logo down on the right-hand side, looks
Yeah.
like Mass Trails.
We could just put our logo there.
You can just delete it, or we could try to put the Northampton New Haven logo there. Because that's the base. I thought that was the base circuit trail one.
I
Is
would
that a
put,
QR code there?
There is no
Or is it
QR
a
code.
large?
I would put our logo.
Sure.
Unless we put our logo
on the
up
top.
I'd rather put our logo on top.
and then just like,
Is that
QR.
Mass
I mean-
Trails?
Yeah, it's much.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would have no problem with the
I would
New
just-
Haven to,
Yeah. If it is there,
do they must have a logo.
I mean, I think if we're gonna put it on there, they would have to like. They would have to have some input in it.
Well, we can, once we're done with our draft, we can submit it, say where we're gonna put the logo. on. I can't imagine they would turn down some
I have a
free
promotion
advertising.
right now too. Mass Trails 10. 10th anniversary.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
doing that.
Absolutely.
I think it's important.
I'm really sorry about all the back and forth about the next meeting. But in the end, we're gonna stick with our regular October 20th meeting. It just freed up. So it was all really for nothing that I had that no change. But Wendy, you're going to be out of town, so we need to figure out when we want to do the Friends meeting, whether we want to try to do it on October 20th, or if we don't, then we need to figure out when you're going to be back. Are you going to be here for the 20th?
I will not be here on October 20th.
You won't?
We fly back on,
Okay.
we come back the 22nd.
Would you be, I mean, we don't ordinarily meet in December.
Oh,
but
wait, are you talking about October or November?
October.
Yeah,
October.
okay. So what about November?
Didn't we talk about the
When-
27th or something, or what was it?
Yeah, okay, when are you leaving and when are you back? Yeah, that's the big thing.
I'm leaving on the 22nd
Oh,
and I'll be back on the 20th.
okay, so you are here October 20th. October 20th, Monday.
I am October 20th, but not
Right,
November,
okay.
whatever that date was.
But you were talking about changing the November meeting up to a week later, right?
Well, we were trying to figure out if Wendy was not, like, if we were gonna meet on the, yeah, so the Friends meeting was gonna have to go into November if we were gonna meet on the 27th, because Wendy's not here.
But if it's on the
you're-
20th, I can do it.
If it's on the 20th, it's gonna mean that we're gonna have to pull things together really
I know.
quickly to get it out. I'm, gonna have to,
The letter
like,
out.
next week, they should go out. Because we send out the dues letter and the notice about the meeting all
Yeah,
at the
that
same
should be
time.
this month.
So is that enough time? I mean, it's really just
I
a
already
formality.
I wrote a draft.
Oh, you
so
did?
I did.
Okay.
But it needs to be tweaked, but
Okay.
yeah, so what's today? Monday.
So do we want to try for the October? I mean, the Friends meeting is really just a formality.
Nobody ever comes.
Nobody ever comes. We do need to elect officers and do
Yeah.
the treasurer's report and do the minutes, and then that fulfills the purpose of it.
All right, so let's do it on the 20th then.
And how we usually do it is we start with that and then we just go into our regular meeting. Okay, so that leaves the question of when do we want to meet in November? Now, right now it's scheduled for November 17th. And we don't usually meet in December.
17th, which-
Does that still work?
It doesn't work for me. I have a bi-weekly meeting that when I set it up, it was the opposite of this meeting. Now it keeps landing on the same day.
Yeah, so another thing I'd like to do in November is set our meeting schedule for 2026. And I'll go through and I'll just pull up a draft. I mean, I'll send that out to everybody. And if there's any dates that are really objectionable, I like to do it for the whole year because then we can try our best to reserve the day and room that we want. There are occasionally times when we have to go to a different room. Usually that's in May when they're doing the budget hearings. But usually Mondays are pretty good.
Do you have it on the calendar or like the city calendar?
Yep.
Okay.
I can do the 17th or the 24th of November.
Okay, well, let's keep it on the 17th then.
Okay, it'll be remote. I'll be remote. But
Okay,
that
that's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
Okay,
All right,
All
so
right.
the 17th is the November meeting.
okay, and we'll give ourselves December off. So I will try to get the draft of the 2026 meeting schedule, and I'll send that out ahead of time so everybody can kind of look at it and we can tweak it, and so we can vote it at our November meeting. And because so we don't have to meet in December.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. So Wendy, you get me the letter.
Okay.
I'll do the labels.
Okay.
We'll get them out as fast as we can.
Okay.
Buy some envelopes. I think I can still come here and run them through the postage machine.
Okay.
Bike valet for the Arcadia Folk Fest was 180 bikes.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. That's
I did
great.
no advertising for it. So I had
Was it-
nothing, like I
Was
just
it a
showed up.
nice day?
It was a gorgeous day.
Yeah, that makes.
That makes a difference. It's great though.
It's a good concert. Did you see that guy, Steve, Words, I think it was named, or Ponce.
I got there because I was helping with the bike ballet. I got there early and then I just went home, so I missed like half the day.
Oh, I also, now I'm looking at Ron and I can't believe I forgot to mention that, we took the cloudy, icky Lexan off the, kiosk. And Ron went over, you can explain what you did. I'll let you explain.
Well, I took those down, took them apart to get the exact measurements. And so we went and bought plastic Lexan that would fit, built them around it, replaced them.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks great. It's really,
The lock, the keys are pretty tricky. They're sticky, and if you're gonna open them, it's
Hard to get them right side up is one of the questions. You get
Yeah,
them
well,
right side down and won't do anything.
there's something about the door that makes it really, really tight. So to open it, you kind of have to take a screwdriver or something because it feels like it's not working and it's just sticking.
You need to adjust them a little bit so that they're.
Yeah,
clear.
well, you know how you guys had to Rich had to like kind of shave off some. It's a little wonky, but it looks really good. It looks much better. Yeah. So thank you, Ron, for doing that.
Fork got turned around too.
Yep, and we turn the cork around and that one side is already starting to,
Is it faded?
faded. Yeah.
Sun.
Yeah, I don't know if I told everyone, I reached out to the company to see if we could just buy new doors, and they didn't even know that they had done metal doors. I don't know if we're like one of the they apparently do not make that kind of doors for their kiosk at all now. And they couldn't even remember that they had ever had them. And they thought it was wood, and I'm like, no, it's not wood, it's metal. So we had to do it ourselves, and it was a bit of a job.
They're not perfect, but they look okay.
They look better. Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks. It's good.
All right. Anything else? Yes, and please, if you're interested in joining, submit your application to the mayor's office.
Okay.
If you want.
Thanks.
Motion to adjourn.
George.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Great.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.